So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your next episode of Not Table Talk. I am Shawn, the content manager here at Nutrex Research, and I am sitting with two of the OGs.
Oosh.
We got Ozzie Valle.
There you go.
And Eddie Piedra. They are two of the, I would say, the generals, the
Mustangs.
The Mustangs. You know what I?
Of the industry.
You know, of the industry. You know what I like? I was telling Chris this morning is like I like to see myself as like a special ops guy. Like what I want to be is you give me my orders, leave me alone. I'm operating in the dark. Next thing you know, everything's working. Boom, boom, boom. Things are exploding. And then I just come back and get my next round of orders.
I think we're dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs?
Legends.
Dinosaurs? Well, you guys have been around a lot longer. Well, I shouldn't say around, but you guys have been in the industry way longer than I have, obviously. And there's just, like, you guys have been around and seen some of the stuff that's just been, you know, involved with some of the biggest stuff that there is, right? So it's like you guys have got stories for days, and I kind of just want to like pick your brains and see what, like, you know, what keeps you guys going. You know, what is it about this industry that is so kind of like keeps you guys waking up in the morning saying,
Dude, man,
let's do it.
And I have a story on that one. Actually, I have a reason. I come from, my background was on jewelry. I used to work at a jewelry store, which I hated it. So, you know, it was diamonds and watches and this and all that, and I used to hate that job. And I remember I couldn't wait. Every Monday morning, I was like, is it Friday yet? Is it Friday yet? And I remember watching a show, Indian Larry. They were showing it on Discovery Channel. This guy builds motorcycles.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Love that.
Oh,
dude.
you know that.
Well, he's dead, but
he's died.
He was my favorite motorcycle builder.
I didn't know anything about motorcycles. I was just watching the show. It was on Discovery Channel, I think it was. And then the guy said something that really resonated in my head. He said, you know, do what you love, and money will follow. I remember that stuck to me, and I was watching with my mom, and I was like, man, that's a good thing. And my mom said, like, why don't you do it? What do you love? And at the time, I was the kid that wanted to be a bodybuilder, you know? And I was like going to the gym and living the bodybuilding lifestyle, wanted to be something in bodybuilding. And I was like, oh, I love supplements. I would love to work out. And like, man, I should get into this industry. I don't know. That was it. So what keeps me going is that. Like, I'm still that kid.
You're still that kid.
Kid. So, you know, I do what I love. You know, this is my life.
I mean, I think for me, it's basically the same thing. It's we consumed at some point early in our life supplements. You know, I played baseball through college or whatnot, and the creatine and the protein, everything else was being consumed. And to be able to, and then you started working out even more. Once I left baseball, and I could work out differently, because for baseball, you know, as a pitcher, you don't work out certain ways because you don't want to get too big. To be able to really start working out in a different way, like the bodybuilders or whatnot, and then the supplements came with, and then to be able to work in that industry that you're already consuming those products. I mean, it's cool. I mean, you love what you do, you know, and it's something you kind of already know, and you get to now be around it all the time.
And you're out there with the people, really.
That's my second thing. It's not only just in this industry, but I got to do what I feel I'm good at, which is sales. Because, I mean, sales is either you have it or you don't. Not everybody can be there. So being able to, in an industry or selling things that I already liked, and the act of selling itself is something that, you know, excites me.
It's easy when you like what you're like. It's not work. It's not like it's like you don't feel like you're pushing a sale on somebody if you like what you're selling. It's like, no, dude, this stuff will change your life. I'm telling you. Like you know. So it's like there's a different feeling, I guess, when you're selling something you love. Because I worked in a bank. I hated it. I was a bank manager. you know, and I felt like it's like, and I'm sitting here talking to people about, you know, interest rates and home adjustable home loans.
I'm terrifying bank manager.
Imagine that.
And it's like I wanted to go home and drive my head through a wall.
Yeah.
I could not stand it, you know. And it wasn't until I figured, you know, I was 30 years old, and I said, "What if I could do anything? What would it be?" And I was like, you know what? I always loved writing. I always loved reading. Let me see if I can get into that. Started taking some creative writing classes at school, in college at 30 years old. Next thing you know, I'm working in a different industry, writing for, you know, making other people millions and millions of dollars. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. But that's our job, right? Our job is to make other people millions and millions of dollars. But how, like, as far as like your history, as far as in the business, how, like, you've worked for multiple companies. What do you think, like, sets Nutrex apart from the other companies that you guys have worked for?
I mean, we have a loyal, singular owner, which is very, very different. I've worked for other companies. I won't mention their names or speak on them, but being in an industry where there's a lot of companies, there's, you know, multiple investors or big corporation where you may never see the owner ever. You may go your entire life working there and never see an owner.
Not even at the Christmas party.
Exactly. if there even is.
Right.
You know? So to work for a singular owner who owns everything, the land, the building, everything, it's his. I think it's unique. And then when you have a loyal person in that position, I think it sets it apart. You know, like anything else, if you're pretty good at your job, you're going to get offers from other places. And I've never entertained one. I've been here 14 years. Never
That's
entertained.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, and that's very odd in this industry.
Well, and it's cool when the guy, the dude that's the dude lives the same lifestyle.
Well, he's here first.
And last,
and he leaves last.
He's the last one to leave and the first one to show up.
Yeah, man. I keep thinking of, like, my first couple weeks, I thought I'd beat him here at least once, because I used to like to get in, you know, early, like an hour early sometimes, and his car was always here, and I was like,
yeah, always.
And then, you know, I have beat him going a few times, like where I left after he did, but that's it's still rare. It's still rare. He's still here before me. He leaves out. It's like, oh my gosh.
No, if you're able to catch him where you're leaving before, or he's leaving before you, he 100% has something he has to do.
Yeah.
There's no other way around it. He's not going home. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, Nutrex was the products, the ingredients, the quality. For me, selling it's. You know, I'm never gonna lie. It's hard for me to lie to a customer or a client or a consumer when I don't believe in what I said, right? So it would be like, I would be like looking on the other side what I'm telling you, oh, you should take this. I would have the face to, you know, but over here, like, I trust what I'm selling. So, you know, I'm so happy to be able to, like, talk to the customers and, you know, go there, visit them, all that, and talking to something I believe in, right? So that's for me
that's something that I've actually said on this podcast a few times, is the quality of the products that Nutrex puts out. It's like, you know, I've been taking supplements. I turned 50 in June, so I've been taking supplements since I'm, you know, 16 years old, drinking Carbo Forces from the gym refrigerator back in the day. You know, like I've been taking, you know, I remember when ginseng and bee pollen was supposed to be like this magical combination. So I would there was this place in West Palm called Sunflower Nutrition, and I think it's still there. It's been around for decades. And, you know, buying, I forget what brand or whatever, of like bee pollen and ginseng, and thinking it was going to make, you know, it's like, but I've always been on it, and I've always been taking stuff, and it's like, but the stuff that the products that Nutrex puts out is just quality stuff. Everything tastes like, when I told people the tasting process that we go through, we're all sitting back there like, oh boy, no, yep, okay, like how they're saying a lot of places don't do that. They just kind of go, well, okay, let's put this flavor in it, and bada bing, bada boom. So it's like, you know, I think it's that human element that makes, you know, yes, the quality, but the human element where it is a team. It's still a team here, you know, which I think is an awesome thing.
Yep.
Now, over the years, like, there's people have ideas. You know, I'm sure they've come up to you, Ozzie, I got this idea for a supplement. You need to put this, and this into it. What is the worst one you've ever heard?
You know what? Not as far as idea, but the way that people were selling it. For me, it was a killer. Even when I was just starting in the industry and didn't know much about it, those ads that we're putting out there, like, oh, I took this and in 2 weeks I gained 20 pounds of muscle. Then even for me, I was just starting. I was like, this is absurd.
Yeah.
And then people would believe it, right? People would believe it and buy it, and this company would blow up. And I was like, man, this is
steroids won't even do that.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can find something,
dude, I do remember those ads. Oh, you know, and it was a professional bodybuilder that has freaking been training for 30 years, and he's like, oh, I took this, and in 2 weeks I gained 10, 15 pounds of muscle. I was like, Jesus Lord. And you know, eventually consumers, you know, catch up.
Yeah, and
all those companies were gone because they lied to me.
We've come. I mean, for me, it's not a specific product, but it's almost the same thing that you're saying. It's some of the ideas of how things were supposed to be consumed. To now we've learned that it was absurd. You know, like the loading phases and all that other stuff. Like, obviously, you're like 50 grams of freaking creatine in a day for like 10 days. It's like,
yeah, and you're just doubled over on the toilet for
all it was is that you're gonna have to buy multiple containers that month.
Yeah,
you know, but so there's ideas, things that were done back then, even ingredients that were used back then that now we just know better. They did nothing.
Well, remember when it was creatine, they told you needed a sugar to transport it to.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not going to mention the company, but that was the same company with the whole loading phase.
Yeah.
It was absurd.
But the way they presented that made sense. Oh,
everybody did it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I guess you need sugar to get creatine to where it needs to go. It needs to ride on something to get there. And I was like, all right, this stuff tastes good anyways. I don't care, you know. But it's funny how that happens. Was there anything that you think maybe not the best is what a good idea you have heard? Do you have an idea for something that you would like to see? Like, is there something that you think there's a niche, or maybe not a niche, but like there's a need that we could be filling?
I don't have an idea as far as specific product, but I think the industry, it's already done it, but I think it needs to expand on it. Is that more types of athletes need to be incorporated to supplements? At the end of the day, look, I understand that the base of supplementation came from bodybuilding. But if we're honest, bodybuilding is about that big. All the rest of the sports are this big. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to market to one of the smallest groups of people. It's a niche.
It's in a shrinking niche.
Exactly. So rather than marketing the same amount to much broader, there's so many different pickleball,
fastest growing sport in America.
You know what I mean? Like anything, but all those people should consume supplements. So why aren't 100%. You targeting them as well?
Well, you know, Vitamin Shoppe just had their summit, and one of the things, the biggest takeaway was the fitness lifestyle is now it's mainstream. Fitness lifestyle. It's not like so everybody's living. No, I shouldn't say everybody because there's still a lot of body positive, right. We got those people that want to stay chunky and want to love the body they're in. Right. I don't get it, but that's them, you know. But like a lot, you know, everybody's doing stuff. There's a reason why. Think about you walk into a grocery store, you see a whole, you know, wall of supplements now. You used to not see anything.
Nothing. It was just vitamins.
At the most.
Yeah.
But now like Walmart, Kroger.
And if going back to my point, and look, I'm not trying to say that you don't target bodybuilders either, because you are targeting the audience that more of them are going to use, but it's still a very small portion of the population.
Yeah, that is so
but
true.
if you think about it, our sales in this industry compared to vitamin sales, we're zero. Like we're like this, you know what I mean? And why? Because everybody has been marketed to take vitamins, and vitamins have said everybody should take them.
Yeah.
So we should say all athletes, all active people should take them.
Now, you always have to keep the bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is the heart. It's the heart, because it's the only sport where the follower of the sport wants to achieve what his idol, his fan of. So whatever that guy take, I want to take.
Wow.
It's the only sport that is like that, right? Like he took that, I want to take that because I want to do exactly.
For example, I think other sports are like that.
Yeah, I think our sport
but the problem
is like that.
The difference is that the other sports, you're trying to achieve an action that they're doing. Swinging a bat, throwing a baseball, throwing a football, catching a football. You're not trying to achieve a physical attribute of a person. So it's
for example, I like football. I like watching American football, but I never play it, and I love to watch it. And I'm when I watch it, I'm eating a pizza, or I'm not trying to be like, yeah, that's why like the bodybuilders that follow bodybuilding are like like they match aside, but it's still like as Eddie said, bodybuilding is small compared to the whole picture, right? Like every single person should be like pushing their body to a different level. It should be into some type of supplementation, right?
Well, and like you kind of, again, it segues perfectly into where I wanted to take us as 3 jiu-jitsu practitioners. We could everybody in our sport could benefit from this, from protein. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, they do. Like a lot of our guys do. It's one of those things where it's like supplements are being seen more and more across the board.
Absolutely.
And even like what's his name, Nicky Rod has a protein powder. What's it called? What are they called? It was sponsorship. And it's like, this guy's great. He's a young kid, good looking kid, one of the top practitioners in the world.
He's top 5 in the world.
Yeah, and he understands the importance of supplementation. And I think that's something that we should be spreading as far as
it's the time is much better now for selling supplements to us or whatnot, because physically the jiu-jitsu practitioner has changed. Think your Rod, Gordon Ryan, etc. It used to be not only, but it was a sport that the smaller guy was trying to protect himself from the bigger guys, and it was the perfect way to do it. But now they've seen that if you have the combination of technique plus you're strong, it's better than just having technique.
100%. Yep.
I mean, it's just math almost. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it's the perfect time because they are consuming. They are getting physically bigger.
I've noticed. So over the last, I'd say last 3 months, or actually 2 months, I've really been making sure I've been getting the creatine in with my EA. I drink a serving of creatine with my BCAAs every day. And I've noticed the difference as far as what I'm able to do, as far as not getting as tired, not getting as like after holding a choke for so long and not having that and having to rub out my forearms anymore. Like, it's definitely made a difference, and I think more people, and once they understood the importance of it, I think
for me, hydration was key. It's like when I started paying attention to my hydration, I feel it changed my life.
Right, but
the EAA plus, that's what I drink during my training.
I don't
sip water
every single time.
I don't sip water. I sip that.
Yep.
my aminos, with my electrolytes.
And by the way, since it's still kind of, I guess you could say, virgin, they start asking you,
what are you drinking?
What are you drinking?
What is that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I bring in the bottle, and they try it, and they feel completely different. Or one of the other things that people were like, wow, was taking like Valle Grow post-training, because you know how after you roll and everything, dude, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a while for you to get back up to how you were. And I'm like, take this, drink it, and tell me how you feel within 5-10 minutes, because those carbs getting you like that.
Dude, I build
and it changes how you go home after your training.
Yeah,
completely. You're not.
Well, and here's the thing: we're not young.
No.
That's where I was going.
We're going against kids that are half our age and want to take our heads off.
It could be your sons.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the other part. You have family, you have kids, or whatever. It's not like you can go home from training, and you're just going to go, take a shower and go to bed.
Yeah,
there's people expecting you to do things still, so you got to get right back up.
So you guys both EAAs.
I'm sipping during, I'm rolling. 1 second, I'll go grab a drink instead of drinking the water.
Right.
And then right after, Valle Grow.
I have a whole thing. I'll have a whole stack.
Well, let's hear the Ozzie stack. Let's hear the Ozzie stack.
So, like, it's gonna sound like a sales page. I'm sorry, guys, but it's what I take. It's what I take. Every morning, alpha T. I want to make sure that my test is at the right point. Pre-workout is half a scoop of Outlift, regular Outlift. I take half a scoop of that. Then during is EAA, and right after I mix 1 scoop of Isofit with Valle Grow. That's my routine.
What flavor Isofit and Valle Grow are you mixing?
Banana with fruit punch. That's crazy, man. I like it. I like it.
I was thinking like orange mango and vanilla, or anything with vanilla.
That's what I was. That's where I was going.
I know. It sounds crazy. That's the one I like.
Look, I have my stack so I start my mornings with Vitadept.
There you go, yeah.
And Niox in the morning, and then before the workout, I'll take Niox again if I'm lifting, or and then EAAs with creatine. That's just my drink. I don't do it before workout, after workout, during workout. It's just I make sure to get that in, because I'm one of those guys that doesn't drink enough. I won't drink.
Right.
Like I don't drink during practice.
No.
No, I don't do any of that. But I think
savage.
I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's because I don't get thirsty, or I had just from years of football saying you can't get a drink until practice is over. Like I don't know. I don't know if that's what. I don't know if that's what it is. Yeah. But I won't drink, and I make fun of people who do. So if you guys ever come to my school, and I always say right before we roll, I say, get some water if you're soft. Get your mouthpiece if you're softer. Get your headgear if you're soft as baby poo. That's what I tell everybody. But when I go to bed, Anabol PM and Lipo 6 nighttime.
Yeah,
I take them both.
That's good stuff.
Vitadept, in the morning, Vitadept, regular Anabol. And then lunchtime I take my other dose of Anabol. Obviously during the training, like I said, EAAs, and after Valle Grow. Then later on, I'm doing Anabol PM before I go to sleep with Lipo 6 nighttime. And then creatine is any time during the day. I kind of just scoop it in my mouth and drink it. So any time during the day I take the creatine.
And you're doing your first competition this weekend, right?
Saturday.
Stoked.
Ready.
Stoked. It's have you checked? The brackets aren't out yet, so you don't know if you have any.
What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Tomorrow.
Hopefully you have somebody.
There's one guy.
You already got one guy.
There's one guy.
That's all that matters.
So
that's all that matters. One. That's all you need is one. And at my age and at my weight, if I get one or two, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
It's
two is like whoa.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun. I was going to go down, and I don't know if I'm still going to. The guy that the dude that was from my school that was going, Steph.
Ooh.
So he will not be competing. I literally just found out 15 minutes before we walked in here.
Wow.
So I hope it's not your guy.
Hopefully not. No, I think they're from Miami. I think.
Okay. All right. But I still might make, depending, I might head down just to see you do it, Eddie, because I love that stuff.
I'm gonna be there for sure, man.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So I guess we can kind of wrap it up because we talked a lot. We got each other's stacks. Talked about a little jiu-jitsu. Talked about history.
I like your stack.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think about it. It's like, oh, well, I guess I do have a stack. When the Ozzie stack, I got a Shawn stack.
I mentioned the other thing, and when you said, I'm like, yeah, I actually take all that other stuff. Just like during the training, it's
well, you know why I started taking the Niox? It's because I have high blood pressure, and it's good for people that have
100%.
Yeah, it's great.
So I've started taking the Niox just to kind of help me physically. It's one of those things, and I figured, why not? If we can, if it'll help me, it'll help me, and I will take every edge I can get, because again, like I said, 50 years old. Last night I did 8 rounds with kids half my age, so it's like, all right. And then Saturday I did just as many. Last Saturday I went to my buddy Jay-Z did a seminar up at another school, and I just went up and hung out, and then we rolled afterwards, and it was like, everybody wants to roll with the black belts, and they want to tap. Let me rephrase it. Everybody wants to tap the black belt.
Right.
Everybody want to show what they have.
Yeah.
To a black belt, so they come after you.
They come after you
hard,
and then look like me, and they come after you double hard because they feel like they got some. He's big enough. I could just jump all over him. So it's like, oh, thank you. But I am 50, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed what you heard. If you did, like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, do all that stuff. Yeah, hit that multiple times. Like, hit it, and then, well, no, don't do it. Do it from multiple accounts. That's even better. Do it from multiple accounts. Let us know what you think. We're always here listening. We're always here to answer your questions. Just go ahead and post them, and we'll get to them. And other than that, Eddie, good luck. Bring back the gold. And if you don't, who cares? You still got to work on Monday. That's my whole theory.
You learn it.
You learn it. It's just an open mat with a little bit more intensity.
No pressure.
That's exactly what it is.
Zero pressure, exactly. So thank you guys for sitting. It was awesome talking to you guys.
Of course, it was great.
You got it.
All right, we'll see you guys. Peace.